It's time now for Real Estate Update. With Usha Chandra of Globenet Realty, real estate is our world.
Now we're standing here face to face, afraid to move or else.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very special segment of the weekly real estate update with Usha Chandra. And with that, welcome to the show, Usha.
Thank you so much for having me on the show once again, Australian Indian Radio and Usha Chandra.
And it is wonderful to have you on the show. Well, lots have been happening out there, as we know. People are eagerly waiting to find out what has been happening out there. So, in the preliminary, let's take a look at some of the clearance rate which we looked at last week and compare to what's happening now.
Yes, let's have a quick look at the combined capital cities. The preliminary clearance rate has really improved from last episode across the lower volumes and fewer withdrawals. That means that a lot of properties are selling now. There is a lot of withdrawals in the market. So the market has picked up last week.
And that is wonderful news. Well, of course, when we looked at those withdrawals, and that had caused an impact, and that had come on the back of something just happening suddenly, and that was probably just due to that lockdowns and people not being able to inspect physically. Yes. And that had an impact on that. Well, moving on, of course, we know the one thing that everyone keeps an eye on, the RBI, the Reserve Bank of Australia, of course, we know meets on the first Tuesday of the month. So what has been done and what's happening to the interest rate?
Yes, a lot of people are keeping an eye on the interest rate update. The Reserve Bank of Australia has announced that in its board meeting on Tuesday, it has decided to keep the cash rate unchanged as 0.10%. So 0.10%, there's no change at all. And that's very good news for home buyers, investors, and anybody borrowing money. So the interest rate is on hold. And it's extremely good news for all customers and all buyers and sellers as well.
So 0.1% is amazing, and that is quite low. It's quite low, and it's wonderful to see that it has still remained unchanged. As we know, there are few people who are very sometimes anxious to see what might happen in the near future and what consequences it might have on people's ability to repay and maintain those mortgages. Well, right now, let's move on. And the gauge of our market every week is the auction results. So what's been happening in the auction scene?
Extremely good news for Sydney, though the lockdown is still there. The clearance rate has changed a bit. Last week it was really down. It's gone back up 84%. And the Melbourne markets, let's have a quick look at Melbourne. Melbourne has gone down again. I mean, it's gone a little bit up. It was 36.8% in the last week's report, and the previous week's report, and last week's report was 44.5. It has improved a bit. Brisbane, great news for Brisbane. It's gone from 74% to almost 79%. So it has improved in auction results. Brisbane market has gone up. Adelaide is 75.7%, is pretty steady there. Perth is 50%. Perth market is down in auctions. Tasmania, as we always say, it's not applicable in Tasmania. There is no not applicable. Canberra was a shocking market there. Let's have a quick look at Canberra. 57.4%. It was in the 90s and then 80s, and then last report was 70s, and now it's gone 57.4%. So that's really down. Looking at the total auctions in Sydney was 609 and 436 sold, and Melbourne was 531 and only 165 sold under the hammer. Brisbane was really good, as we have discussed, 78.8%, 157 properties were taken to auction, and 93 were sold under the hammer. Adelaide was 148 total auctions and 78 sold there. Perth was 16 auctions and only 5 sold. Tasmania was only 1 auction but 0 sales there. Canberra was 73 auctions and 35 sold. So the combined cities was 67.3% was the clearance rate, where it has been in the 80s and 90s actually. And 1,535 properties were taken to auction, and only through 812 was cleared results under the hammer. So it shows that compared to last year Sydney was 52% clearance rate at 84% this year, and total results 3%, and last year clearance rate was 60%. So the bottom line is not the best, but it's 7% up.
So that is, still very good results there. So what has that resulted in the home values? So where are the home values sitting at this point in time?
Home values, the weekly change in Sydney was 0.5% and the 12-month change was 21.4%. Melbourne was 0.2% weekly change and 13% was the 12-month change. Brisbane was 0.4% and the total 12-month change was 18.6%. Adelaide was 0.2% weekly change and the 12-month change was 18.1%. Perth was not applicable at all. The 5 combined capital cities, the weekly change was only 0.3% and the 12-month change was 17.6%. So the change was pretty good. I mean, if you look at the 12-month change, it was not bad at all.
So yes, I do agree that it's not bad at all. And looking at overall result there, the bottom line 17.6 across the board. That is quite a good result. It's amazing the way the market is and all the things that are happening here, and the way still real estate is maintaining its value and the activity is still high. People had all said otherwise, when the pandemic hit, but the facts are facts. So of course we have always mentioned about listings that the markets for real estate agencies and for people in the industry, this is what gauges the market, what's happening out there. And the piece of pie, as they say, so number of listings is what I'm talking about. So what's happening in that scenario?
Let's have a quick look at the capital cities listed properties. Sydney market was 9,586 new listings came on the market, and Melbourne was 3,177 new listings. Brisbane was 4,217 new listings. Compared to Brisbane and Melbourne, Brisbane has got more listings this time compared to Melbourne. Melbourne always had more listings before. Adelaide is 1,782 new listings. Perth is 3,676 new listings. Hobart was 264 new listings came on the market. Darwin was 207 new homes listed in the last week. And Canberra 320. So Canberra's listings are not coming on the market, that many listings, because of the lockdown as well. And always Canberra has got less listings plus more values there. The values are much higher. And let's have a quick look at the 12-month chart. I mean, the total listings for year to date was Sydney was 16,507 and the 12-month change was minus 28.2%. Melbourne was 20,724 year to date and 7.3%. So that's a plus there, 7.3%. Everywhere else is minus, apart from Darwin and Melbourne is a plus. Brisbane was minus 13,868 properties listed year to date, minus 29%. Adelaide was 4,822, minus 23%. Perth was 13,940 and still minus 16.6%. Hobart was 608, minus 36%. Darwin was 875 year to date, 4.2% was plus. Canberra was 1,229, minus almost 40%. So looking at the capital cities, there's only 2 places where it has got plus in listings, 7.3%, and in Melbourne and Darwin is 4.2%. Let's have a quick look at the combined capital cities. So total new listings weekly was 19,229, year to date was 72,573, and still minus 18.2% in listings.
Well, a point to note there is that Brisbane has jumped to the second position, second only to Sydney, which has got 5,500 new listings, and Brisbane got 4,200. So quite a flamboyant market, and quite a number of listings coming on the market here. Good to see that a lot of activities happening here in Brisbane as well. And as you mentioned, the two places, Melbourne and Darwin, are on the plus, except for all other places have gone backwards in the number of the 12-month percentage change that we are talking about. Yep. Well, right now, moving on from the listings, we look at the private treaty first of all, because we always begin with the auctions, because that is the market indicator. But of course, as we have mentioned, that not everyone goes for auctions. What has been happening in the private treaty scenario?
Yes, a lot of people still prefer buying at a private treaty. Sydney market number of sales by private treaty was 1,519. So medium price is 960. Sydney's price is holding quite well, 960,000. And Melbourne is 1,373 was number of sales, and 725 is their medium price. It's gone a little bit higher from last result. Last result was 720. It's gone by $5,000. Brisbane is 1,422 number of sales. 565 is their median price. The price is holding fairly well in Brisbane. Adelaide is 597 properties. 530 is their median price. And Perth was 1,086 new number of sales by private treaty, and 495 was the median price. Hobart, 140 properties sold under private treaty, 675 is their median price. It's holding pretty steady there. Darwin is 98 number of sales by private treaty, 590 is their median price. It's holding very well there. Canberra was only 41 sales. Have a look at the Canberra housing median price. 780,000 has gone really down. It was 901 in 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago in median price was 901,000, and it's gone by 780,000. It's really gone down. Combined capital cities, 6,276 number of sales happen, and the median price for the combined capital cities is $684,000. Having a look, let's have a quick look at the units and apartments as well. Number of sales in Sydney, it's pretty, holding very well there. 935 properties were sold, and then 700 is their median price for apartments and units. Melbourne was 634, 555 is their price. Is holding okay there in apartments as well. Brisbane is 437 new apartments sold, 408 is their price. The price in apartments has gone a little bit low. It was 412 in the last report, and this is 408,000. Adelaide is 184 properties, apartments sold, and 356 is their median price. Perth is 326, 415 is their median price. Perth is holding well on their price. Hobart is 35 apartments sold, 573 is their median price. It's only $100,000 lower if you can look at between the houses and the apartments over there. Houses are 675 and apartments are 573. Darwin is 56 apartments sold, and 385 is their median price. Canberra looks 86 and 497, 500 is their median price. So let's have a quick look at the the houses and the apartments. So total number of houses sold was 6,276 compared to apartments 2,693, and the median price for houses was 684,000, whereas apartments is 545,000.
Well, that's quite a good observation there. When you look at the Sydney market, and then when you look at Darwin and Hobart, quite different there as well. So Sydney is holding well at the unit prices around 700,000 as the median, and the lowest is in Adelaide for 356. So of course that is what it is. You can't argue with facts and figures as they reckon. So looking at all this time, and of course we've looked at the auctions and we've looked at the private treaty. So overall, so how long are the properties being on the market, and what sort of discounts are the vendors giving?
Okay, let's have a quick look at the Sydney market first. Medium days on the market is 31 days, and the vendor discount is minus 2.7%. Melbourne is 40 days, has been longer now, and minus 2.5% is the vendor discount. Brisbane 39 days, minus 2.3% is the vendor discount. Adelaide has been on the market 35 days, and minus 2.4% is the vendor discount in houses. We are looking at houses only at the moment. Perth is 41 days, minus 2.2% is the vendor discount. Hobart is 20 days. Hobart is no discount at all. As we talked, in Hobart there's only limited number of properties, and the owners are not discounting at all. Darwin is 45 days, minus 2% is the vendor discount. Canberra has been 28 days, not applicable. There's no discount given in Canberra and Hobart. Let's have a quick look at apartments and units and townhouses. Medium days on the market in Sydney has been 40 days, minus 2.7 discount. Melbourne has been 51 days, minus 2.2% discount. Brisbane 52 days, minus 2.4% discount. Adelaide has been 37 days, minus 2% discount. Perth has been 43 days, minus 2.6% discount. Hobart is 17 days, no discount at all. Darwin is been 52 days, minus 4% discount. Canberra has been 39 days, minus 2.3 in discount. Looking at Canberra's market, houses there's no discount, but in apartments and units there's minus 2.3 discount.
Well, of course, when we look at the discounts, Darwin is the where people have been discounting most, which is minus 4.1, and the lowest is 2%, which is Melbourne and Adelaide. Well, looking at that, there's not big discounts. So, I think the agents are pricing them according to the market. Well, last up, before we finish off for the day, is looking at activities in your area, and if there are any listings or anything that you would talk about, activities in your area and your agency specific.
Yes, the activities in our area, north side, Boondall in north side of Brisbane, the market has picked up a little bit more. We had couple of listings, and they are basically sold at the first open house. We had one at going to auction on the 25th of this month, 25th of September, and that's already sold at first open house with multiple offers. 9 offers we had on the property, and we sold it more than what the owner was expecting. So a good result, cash contract, no conditions at all, and 21 days settlement. That one is sold on Saturday, and then we listed on the property last Thursday, which I have sold about 4 times previously. We had tenants, we had managing the property for a Sydney owner, and listed the property for offers over 850 and sold it close to 900,000. And with first open house with about 29 buyers coming through the property, and with several offers came on the property, and sold it close to 900,000, cash contract as well, with about 30 days settlement, only building and pest inspection. That was on the market with a price. So those 2 properties sold on the weekend. We have listed apartment in Chermside, so that will be open this Saturday, and I've just listed one new home yesterday, and that will be open this Saturday in 192 Normanhurst Road, which is going on the market for offers over 599, and which that property I've sold about several times as well. So the owners of that property are upgrading. They have been there for 6 years and they're capitalizing on the market. And hopefully we'll get a good result for them this Saturday. We've got open 192 Normanhurst Road at 12 o'clock. So looking at very good results. I mean, we have done a couple of more appraisals. It shows the market is picking up slowly in our area, getting a few new listings.
Well, of course, that is wonderful news that the new listings are coming through. As we looked at that graph at the number of activities in Brisbane, but of course there are quite a few agents and agencies as well. Now, one of the things that we didn't probably touch on, and I'd like you to briefly touch on, is the rental scenes. What's happening in the rental scenario?
Oh, rental market is extremely good. We had only about 2 properties on the rental list. We have already rented both the 2 properties. Vicky has got one new listing, which is in Nanda. It's a apartment, and that's going open this Saturday. The tenants are still there, but we have already got about 2 or 3 applications without tenants being inspected the property. But we would like them to inspect before we start processing the application. So we've got only 1 rental, which is really not the best we want, but at least as soon as they come, we have got multiple applications. We are looking for new managements, new rentals. We are talking to a few more landlords, existing landlords, if they know of any of their friends who are thinking or whose properties are managed with other agents. Bring them over. We'll look after them. We'll give them a good rate as well. So that's what we are looking for. Anybody listening to our show, please contact Vicky on 3865 4466. She is a very good property manager. She's got over 22 years experience, and Diane assisting has got over 11 years experience. So we've got a very good team of property managers who have got very good experience as well. So come and talk to us.
Well, no doubt about that. Being the longest established agency in the area, the expertise there and the property managers with the experience under your guidance would be doing a wonderful job. So once again, thank you so much for being on the show and providing all that update.
Thank you so much for having on the show, and have a great day.
Globenet Realty. Globenet Realty has been the longest established, trusted and respected agency in its trade area. Usha Chandra, Director of Globenet Realty, provides honest and ethical service to her customers. If you are thinking of investing in Brisbane real estate market, or if you are seeking professional property management, then you should contact Usha Chandra today on landline 3865 4466 or mobile 0419 775 416. And for further updates, log on to our website www.globenetrealtor.com.au. Globenet Realty is your own local real estate agency. Situated at Shop 52281 Sandgate Road, Boondall. Globenet Realty. Real estate is our world.